Welcome back, class. This video is going to serve as a video demonstration for the lesson 1 in your cardboard relief unit. Your learning goal for lesson 1 is to develop a plan for the various planes of a relief. So you know you're creating a relief using your cardboard from your art supply bag. And for the record, you can also use other found cardboard from around the house. So if you've my wife, for example, is an Amazon shopaholic. I always have an Amazon box coming to my front door. So if you want to, use any of that cardboard you may have lying around the house, and you want to use more than the 4 sheets that were given to you, then that's fine. But you need to use at least the 4 sheets that were given to you in your supply bag of the cardboard. So anyway, so we want to develop that plan. We want to know where we're going before we start executing it. Otherwise, we're basically doing it blind, and we're just making random decisions as we go. It's a lot easier to plan these things on paper and take that time that's needed to make sure that our final project is efficient and just the way we want it to be. With that said, let me hide this screen and go to the next one. So in order to plan your project, you're basically going to brainstorm your project, and you do this on a sheet of paper by just sketching it out. So on one of the sheets of white paper that were given to you, or even a sheet of paper from around the house, you just want to sketch out your plan, much like this artist did of this person, where he drew out the scene, how it was going to look, and sectioning out the layers of which section was going to be the first layer, the second layer, and the third layer. They used a color-coded key, and just to give some more of a visual demonstration, you have layer 1, layer 2, and layer 3 to represent the different layers of your relief. Now remember, your relief needs to be at least 3 layers high as a minimum. You may use as many more layers as you want from that. So if you want a low relief, you can do at least 3 layers. If you want a high relief and make it rise up higher, you can do more as well. The one layer that's not displayed here is the base layer. Layer 0 will be like the flat piece of baseboard that you're going to be building it onto. So the baseboard, for the most part, really doesn't get touched. You just keep gluing each layer on top of it, one after the other. And then that one piece, that base piece, just stays flat and stays the same. All right, so we're going to plan it by sketching it on paper, and I just want to show you guys a couple examples of past student projects since we're brainstorming to show you what some students have done. Now you have examples of a pretty basic one, one with a little bit more detail and one with extreme detail. I just want to show you this because I like you guys to know the different options you have. I mean, you can make it extremely detailed if you have the time, but if you want to do something basic with basic detail, that can be just as effective. Then I want to discuss each one of these real quick because this image on the left used very basic shapes. They created this mountainous landscape with the different mountain peaks and the clouds. They added this student specifically painted it. We're using pastels, but you can see how they use the different textures by peeling back the cardboard. So you have the smooth layers, the rough layers, but just basic shapes, and then filling the space of the baseboard helped create that engaging detail. I believe all these students got 100% in their projects. Here you have this turtle with all the bubbles and the coral reef and the seaweed around it. And then over here you have this entrance to this large mansion type building, and the student hand drew each and every brick. Really took time to detail and blend the pastels. This one was oil pastels. Now remember too, even though you might be getting some ideas from this, you don't want to copy these. You're just kind of getting some ideas like, oh, that makes me want to do a landscape too, or maybe I want to do another underwater animal. But make sure you are not copying these. Obviously, I would know. We want these to be original. Here's another past student example, again with basic shapes. Just a lighthouse on the edge here with the water and the clouds at night. I mean, this was a beautiful artwork, very simple in design, very effective, where the artist just cut and pasted the layers of cardboard and then colored it. This middle one was actually a social activist artwork. I believe the artist was trying to express the LGBTQ community, breaking down the wall that was being built a couple years ago, where I believe she was saying that the funds that would be used to help the LGBT community were being used elsewhere, and basically you can see that these figures are screaming for equality with the equal symbol here. You have this book, was an original idea where the artist typed out their own original story and created this book with his bookmark. this student loves soccer, so they did, she was a goalie and did the hands popping up and catching the soccer ball. You see the 3 layers of relief. You have layer 0 here, layer 1 is the hand, layer 2 is the large part of the soccer ball, and layer 3 is the smaller part of the soccer ball to make it seem like it's all coming out at you. So those are those examples there, and that basically concludes this video. Hopefully, looking at these past 3 examples, I've given you some ideas for your own project. Just decide on one thing, what you want your project to be. Plan your sketch. Make sure you fill the whole space of the paper to make sure that you're planning for the whole space of the cardboard baseboard. And then send me your sketch, and we will talk about how effective your sketch is, if any changes need to be made, or if it's perfect as is, and then you should be ready to move on to the next phase of production for lesson 2. All right, guys, look forward to seeing your sketches. My lights just went out again, like they always do, and please message me if you have any questions, and I look forward to seeing the start of your project. All right, bye, guys.